Everyone for joining today's session. So today's topic is law of attraction. But before getting into the topic, I just want to quickly introduce myself. As Mrinalini mentioned, I am Prathyusha and I'm based out of Dallas, Texas. And I've been in this meditation journey a little over than 2.5 years now, close to 3 years. And so today's topic is law of attraction. And I have been manifesting few things in my personal and professional life within these 3 years. But recently, I had an opportunity to attend another great session by Esther Hicks. She is a manifestation coach, law of attraction coach. She has written great books. One such book is Ask and It Is Given. It is given to you by the universe. So that is a great book that was written by her. She has written many other books. I happened to read that. It was recommended to me by another meditation magic master. So I would recommend you all to read that actually. So let's get into the topic. Many of us, right? So we think law of attraction is all about money or becoming wealthy. That's one aspect. We can manifest money. That's one topic. But we can also attract health. We can also attract great relationships. We can attract happiness. We can attract joy into our life. As Patriji said, you can create your own reality. He always said, you are the God. So the God within us have to be awakened for us to create the reality. So let's get into the topic of law of attraction. The first thing is, the first step before we manifest anything, we need to identify what is something that we really want. As a professional person, as a personal life, we juggle with many things in our day-to-day life. As a parent, we play multiple hats. As a parent, as a spouse, as a daughter, as a son, as a friend, as a spiritual seeker. We want many things out of life. But we need to prioritize what we really want. Let's assume that we need 10 things in life. But out of these 10 things, we need to identify what is the top bucket list in our priority order. For that, how can we determine the priority? First, we need to ask ourselves certain questions. Is this something that I should manifest immediately, or this can wait? We have to rank them in the order by asking a few questions. Why do you need it? How will it help you? Or how can it help others by manifesting these things? The reason prioritization is so important is, let's say, if you want something out of professional life, but without prioritizing certain things, and we are falling behind on the personal life, even though a person is achieving pretty good in the professional life, are we really going to be happy? Probably not, right? So that's the reason we really need to prioritize certain things by asking ourselves, what is that we really want? What is the priority of the things? So once we identify that, we can set an intention. This is something that I want to manifest now. Okay, so that is the first key thing. Once the priority is set, now we need to ask the universe what we really want. For that, we really have to be very specific, very clear on what we ask. And this is one of the key takeaways for me from the Abraham Hicks session, Law of Attraction workshop. What she was emphasizing is words are very, very important. For example, if somebody is manifesting health, for example, let's take seasonal allergies as an example. If they want to overcome seasonal allergies, it is very important the way we want to emphasize, rephrase it and say. Instead of saying that I want to overcome seasonal allergies, we have to rephrase it and say that I am healthy, I am able to enjoy the weather even though I go out during the certain month, right? Be it March or be it September. So rephrase the words in a way that it is happening for you. Instead of saying that, no, I want to overcome these allergies. So rephrasing the words that it already happened to you. Whatever you want to manifest, it already happened and it entered into your life. So that is one of the key takeaways for me from that session. Okay, so that and so any questions? I want to pause here before I move to the second point. All right. So once we know what is the priority, and then we ask the universe or set the intent, and we ask the universe with the right words. The second aspect or the second point is with affirmations and visualizations. I think a lot of you are already familiar with affirmations and visualization, but I can just rephrase it one more time. Visualization is a feeling that you have already manifested. Let's take the same example of seasonal allergies. So, person should visualize that he is in the nature, he is in the woods, he's walking in a lot of trees near the trees which has some pollen, or let's say the person is allergic to pollen, right? So, visualizing that the person is around those trees and still enjoying it makes a big difference. So, that is the visualization technique. And affirmation is the words that we rephrased as part of the first point. Able to say the words in the right way. I am healthy. I enjoy the weather during the month of March. I enjoy outdoors during September season. I enjoy the nature without any issues, right? So that is an affirmation or a visualization techniques can really help us achieve our manifestation goal. I enjoy outdoor activities in different seasons. That could be a great affirmation. Okay. All right. Moving on to the third point. It's not only practicing affirmations, but also the vibrational feeling. So this is another takeaway for me. So what that means is the person has to feel that they have already received it. So when you feel it, you're trying to act accordingly. So for the example of the seasonal allergies, in the month of March, if the person is so prone to seasonal allergies, before stepping outside, if the person feel that, I might get sick again, I might have a runny nose, I might have watery eyes, if that feeling is still within the person, then the manifestation probably might not work, because the person still has the fear or anxiety that this allergies are going to kick in. So instead, the person should feel that it's not only the affirmation that the person is practicing, but we also have to feel that I will enjoy the beautiful weather during the month of March, during the month of April. So when you go, automatically when you feel, you act accordingly. So when you step out, you are really not worried about the outcomes, the negative outcomes that's going to happen, but you will really enjoy the weather when you step out during those months. So because the vibrational feeling is very, very important, because only when the person feels good, they'll be able to maintain the balance. A lot of times we think the other way around. I need all these things in my life, then only I'll have a balance. Yeah, so it's actually the vice versa. Only when the person is actually feeling really good, we'll be able to maintain the balance. And also another thing that I want to call out here is many times when we have a health issue, we try to say, I want to heal this health problem. So Esther Hicks, she says, do not even use the word heal. say that you're already good. Let's say if somebody has thyroid, or if somebody has high blood pressure or diabetes, we need to make sure that we are already out of that particular situation so that it can manifest pretty easily into our life. So we don't have to say that I'm healing. I have it already happened to me. I'm already doing good. This is it's basically the third principle, which is feeling good. Okay. And now coming back to the fourth point. So affirmations and vibrational feeling, which we discussed in the step 2 and step 3, are great. But the fourth point highlights about taking certain actions towards manifestation. As humans, we struggle to make a lot of decisions. Sometimes we keep on postponing certain actions. We fail to take initiative or complete task in that amount of time that we should actually do that. But by practicing with some self-compassion, giving time for ourselves, being more mindful, being very self-aware, we can take control and we can prioritize what we need to do. So let's take the simple example of seasonal allergies. So the person actually could be vibrating with the right feelings, right affirmations, but he or she could also take an action to do yoga for 15 minutes every day, or 30 minutes 3 times a day, 3 times a week. Or they could even take another action of meditating 15 minutes each day. Or they could even practice, all of these are various actions. So another action that they could take is simple gratitude exercise, apart from the affirmations as well. So gratitudes can also be taken as an action throughout. Continuously practicing and putting into practice every day can also make a big difference. Any form of action they take and being persistent with the action can definitely help them achieve their manifestation process. All right, I'm going to pause here to see if any one of you have any questions. So we covered 4 points. So the first one, having a very clear intent. To have the clear intent, we need to prioritize what we really want. And the second thing is rephrase it in the right words. The third thing is affirmations and manifestations, affirmations and visualization. And the fourth one is taking actions. Okay. Right. Moving on to the fifth one is continue to focus on your manifestation. Even though we have distractions that we encounter in our day-to-day basis, consistency is a very key thing, because with consistency what happens is you will practice your affirmations, you will practice your visualization, you will continue to take actions, you'll continue to vibrate at that with certain feelings, and then your manifestation really works more faster. I could give one example of distraction that could happen. Let's say if a person A is coming to you and he or she really needs your help, right? And it can't wait. Like they really need that help on that given day, right? So we can definitely, again, it's a judgment call on what that ask or what that help the other person is really looking from you. If that help can wait for 1 or 2 days or a month, you can just say no, gently say no. Or if that is something that will make a big impact in their life and you can do that, you can definitely prioritize that for them, and you can postpone or push out your manifestation journey for 1 or 2 days. It's okay, right? You can just give a pause and then help out the other person, and then continue your manifestation journey from day 3 or day 4. So it's a judgment call, but for certain high priority you might have to pause, but not so high priority probably you can continue to focus and not derail from your manifestation journey. So focusing your energy on your ask, so rather than convincing or rather than saying no when you need to say no is very important to continue to manifest your journey. So that is the fifth point. And I want to highlight is, when you ask, let the universe decide when it will happen to you. So it should not be a time bound with any of your manifestation journey. Let me give a simple example. Let's say you're manifesting your house. Okay, so you're practicing all these 5 steps. You're manifesting in a certain community, in a certain neighborhood, with a certain square foot of house. And visualizing your house to be in a certain way. All of this is great, but you don't have to have a time bound for this. The universe will decide when and how to give it. That is another thing that I would like to call out. It will happen, but the universe knows the best time when to give it to you. Okay, so that's the last thing. So, but throughout this whole process, it's very important for us to believe that things are working. Occasionally, we might see certain hiccups during the process, but it's very, very important for us to stay aligned that and believing that it is going to happen. For this, we have to ignore our self-limiting belief system. Like a lot of times we might have, we might have a belief system that, is it really going to work out for me? And I can personally say I also had certain things in mind, but this is all pure science. There is nothing fancy. It's all pure science, and this is everything is energy in the universe. And when you vibrate at that certain energy levels, at certain frequency, and your energy levels and frequency, you will be able to vibrate at that level with the help of meditation. So meditation is another key thing which will help you vibrate at that certain frequency, which will help you manifest things pretty easily. All right. And another thing that I also want to highlight is, throughout this journey, you might run into some hiccups, or you might not run into hiccups depending on your journey. For example, in an example of the seasonal allergies, the person might get sick for 1 or 2 days while he or she is manifesting the seasonal allergies. The minute the person gets sick, they might lose hope. It's very natural for a human being, right? But without losing the belief, still continuing to have the belief that I am still getting better, and it's just that I'm taking a pause and my manifestation is really going to work, is what something that we have to vibrate it, and it will naturally happen. So those are some of the tests that could happen, that you might encounter before your manifestation journey. It might feel like it's not going to happen, but believe it, it will happen. When these tests come, you will have to be very, very positive and still continue to have this miraculous mind in your brain and in your mind, in your heart space, and things will happen for sure. So that is um, all I have to say. And also, it is very important to manage your emotions throughout this journey to be able to attract health. This is another key takeaway for me. The the minute you manage your emotions throughout this journey, your manifestation journey is also going to be very, very faster. Controlling your emotions, responding well rather than reacting. It's okay to get angry on somebody, but like, still having a control on your emotions and making sure you respond pretty well, and your manifestation, beat various emotions, like you're drained out of energy, or you're you're sad, you're not very happy, still you'll have to control the emotions and manage your emotions very well, and you can attract great things into your life, whatever manifestation journey, or whether it's wealth, health, happiness, relationships, joy, anything can be achieved with this. Yeah. And if you haven't read this book called Magic, that's a beautiful book, which is written by Rhonda. So I would encourage you all to read that. That was one of the first books which I read 3 years back, which led me into this manifestation journey. Yeah. All right. To conclude, I just want to highlight this. So, manifesting your desires is all about a combination of action, planning, execution, prioritization, vibrating at certain frequency, leveraging all these affirmations, vibration, visualization, and it will happen. So just start taking the first steps today towards your goal, and one day you will see for yourself what positivity and actions can attract into your life. Yep, that's all I have, guys. Any questions?